Sam, just a little concern. Obviously, you concede 6 goals at the start of the season, and you haven't scored, no points in the league, and you're going to be concerned. What do you feel is the issue at the moment?
The big thing for me is the question around the mentality currently of the side. How mentally strong are they? There are a lot of young lone players in this current squad compared to what was a very experienced Wycombe side and was for a number of years. And I just wonder whether they need to improve mentally over these next weeks and months, because we've seen in 2 league games in a row Wycombe concede once, then twice, then 3 times, almost in quick succession. Certainly against Exeter they conceded twice and conceded a penalty in the opening 10 minutes. Against Lincoln City, by all accounts, they were good up to about the hour mark until they conceded the first goal, and then maybe their heads dropped, maybe they lost confidence, but then they shipped 2 more and end up losing 3-0. So, you know, I just wonder whether they need to improve mentally. I think this squad, they need to try and somehow, when they go behind and when they face some kind of adversity in a game, they've got to try and regroup better than they are at the moment, because if they go behind again tonight, we're all fearing that they're going to go 2 and 3-0 down again, which obviously can't happen. That can't continue.
What a game. What a game you've watched tonight. I mean, I think Jeff said it with about 10 minutes to go. The only thing this game hasn't had is a penalty, and it could have done. But 3-2 victory for Wycombe. Leyton Orient playing with 10 men for, a good half an hour, maybe longer if you include the added time, 40 minutes if you include the added time. But all that, Wycombe have 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, that was the crucial thing tonight, because both sides went into this game looking for their first points of the season, and it was, and Jeff said it at the end, it was a proper ding-dong battle, because, you know, even in the face of adversity, Leyton Orient in that second half, playing most of the second 45 with 10 men at 1-1, having Dan Happy sent off, and they still came forward looking to edge themselves in front. They were still going for the win, and even when Wycombe went 3-1 up, having survived a lot of pressure from Orient, they hit back again just 2 minutes later, pulling it back to 3-2, and then it was a really nervous last 4 minutes plus 10 minutes of additional time. It was just brilliant. The atmosphere, the referee was the talking point. Richie Wellens ended up getting himself sent off after full time. Not happy, from the moment that Happy was sent off. He wasn't happy about that, and then he wasn't happy about any decision that followed from that. But it just increased the tension off the pitch and off the pitch. Brilliant game, 5-goal thriller, red cards. As you say, Luke, it had pretty much everything, and ultimately, as you say, Wycombe have come away with the 3 points, which was important.
What did you make of it all, Jeff?
I loved it. I loved it. That's my type of game right there. I don't know whether it is with these new, these new laws and the new rules, whether we're going to see more of this sort of stuff, where there's so much happening because, decisions are being made, yellow cards are being made, it's winding up players, it's winding up managers, and then it causes, so much hostility, and then that increases the atmosphere, that it does become more exciting. And it wasn't just that, it was the fact that both teams needed, points, desperate for wins. They both got off to poor starts, and I think there was quite a lot at stake of it, and so they both went for it. Wycombe at home, they're the team at home, and so the emphasis is on them to go and get their result. But actually, it was Orient who played the better football and will think that they should have deserved something from the game. I mean, there's so many talking points. The sending off is the major one, and as we said during the game, it's hard to give it a proper opinion until you see it back. This isn't the Premier League, so we don't get to see replays like you do there. It's just an instant call, but we can't see what kind of happened over on the far side, so that's a hard one to say. I mean, Orient fans were furious. They didn't think it was a sending off, and obviously Wycombe fans did. That's what riled Richie Wellens. And then, as well as that, goals galore, sendings off. It just was exceptional stuff. It was a great game of football, really entertaining.
And Martin O'Neill was there to see it all, which we're going to hear shortly. And well done to Sam. That was a lovely interview, by the way. I'm really looking forward to playing that out, Sam. Well done at half-time. And just briefly, before we crack on, I mean, Paul's not around at the moment. He's gone off to interview Graham Alexander at Crawley. But a mention to Max Stryak as well, because, that save midway through the second half was, well, you called it world-class, Sam.
Yeah, and I stand by that. I think if that's made in the Premier League, it goes viral on social media for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think I mean, to picture it for you, it's Archibald who's taken the shot on. He's tried to curl it into the top corner with a lot of pace from about 25 yards out. It's heading for the top corner, and you know where goalkeepers reach with the arm that almost seems further away, and they arc their arm over their head to tip it away. It was like that, a fingertip stop, keeping out the effort from Archibald, which was heading for the top corner. It's a fantastic save at a time when Wycombe were 2-1 up and under pressure.
And we should say as well, Luke, as well as Striek, you know, Joe Lowe has...
Not Josh Lowe.
No, not Josh Lowe. Joe Lowe has started today. That must be his first league start, Sam, is it?
First league appearance,
First league appearance.
Wow.
Scored 2 goals. The centre-half has scored 2 goals on his league debut. You know, as much as it being about the sending off, we've got to highlight just what, you know, what a great performance he's put in, and also the fact that Dale Taylor has scored his first goal in Wycombe colours. So
positive.
You know, we can talk about Orient and whether it should have been a red card or not, and all of the incidents. But actually, from a Wycombe perspective, 2 goals for Lowe and a first for Taylor. That's super stuff.
And just touching on Lowe very briefly, I mean, he was almost written off as a player. So they signed him from Bristol City this summer. He had a loan spell at Walsall, which, according to Walsall fans, was probably below par, and wasn't really in the frame at Bristol City. Wycombe have picked him up, and like they've done before, they may have uncovered a gem. He's just 21 years of age, a brace and a brilliant defensive performance on his first league appearance for Wycombe.